Hey guys, it's Latina, your favorite community advocate. So I just want to follow up on my tweet that I posted this morning regarding Mayor Zohran Mamdani and his plan to push radical Islamic agenda in New York City, and of course his base also wanting to convert New York, the entire state of New York, into Islam. Basically, their plan is to turn the entire New York State into another Minnesota situation, which is not good, right? They want to conquer and reshape our state into the image of their people and their country, which is not to assimilate, which is not to, be at come in peace. We're talking about a radical group here. And I'm not saying that all Muslims are bad. Because who do you think is sharing this information to me? It's from his inner circle. There are people who don't agree with his ideology, okay? Because they know that his ideology casts a negative spotlight on the Muslim community. Because there are some peaceful Muslims. They, want to be behind the scenes. They don't want to be out in the public, exposed or looked at in some form of way. But we do have another Minnesota situation in New York, okay? It's not just them wanting to force people to convert and wanting to push out Americans and replace Americans, the entire demographic, with people from their own countries, their own foreign countries. Now, keep in mind, they dislike Americans and they dislike the United States, but they want to reap the benefits of everything that the United States present. So while Mandani is pushing that whole tax the rich scheme to make it look good for the DSA people, behind the scenes, him and his radical cronies are profiting. They're allegedly profiting behind the scenes. They're hooking up people with business contracts, fundings, discretionary funds, you name it. They're enriching themselves, which is very typical of how these communist leaders operate. If you look at the past dictators from Cuba, Venezuela, and of course, many more, they have all, you know, enrich themselves off of the backs of working class people while the people are poor and struggling. They're getting richer and richer. Look at AOC, look at all these big names. And it's been alleged Yamani is also profiting as well. So pay attention to the people that's always screaming tax the rich and look at their financial disclosures. Look if and see if they're doing insider trading. There's plenty of that shit going on. Okay, you all are being played. This guy is practicing takia. And I'm going to say this, if JD Vance don't take a look at what's going on in New York, New York is going to be in for a world of trouble. Look at all of these billionaires and corporations. They're fleeing. They're fleeing the blue states and it's not a good thing. They're up here applauding them leaving. Let me tell you something. If these corporations leave, guess what? The working class people will suffer. There will be no jobs. You will have a government ran city and state. You're going to have government owned supermarkets. You will not be able to have your own thriving, flourishing business. You will not be allowed to have generational wealth. You're going to be a prisoner in your own goddamn community. And it's going to be ran by foreigners who do not like us. Okay? This is not something to play with. And you guys need to take these things seriously. What he's doing, he's telling you to your faces that communism is going to be pushed and implemented no matter what you guys say or do. And they're propping him up to run for governor after he gets his second term in mayor. And I'm going to say this to President Trump. If I were you, you better start banning naturalized citizens from holding office. We cannot run for office in their country. And I can't stress this enough how important it is to preserve the culture and the value of this country and what we stand for. Because if we lose that, we lose America forever. Okay. And I'm not trying to single out anybody. This is my country, and I care about what happens in my country. You come to my country, you're supposed to represent the values of this country. If you cannot assimilate, then go back to your country. Go run for office over there. Go push your ideologies over there because this is America, baby.